Hi, I'm Kaye Spivey, and today is the final day of the 100 Poems in 100 Days challenge. If you've made it this far, if you've been participating and writing all along, then this year you'll have written 100 poems. To commemorate this, I'm going to read 15 of my top poems that I've written so far this year. So enjoy! Number 1. Fragments. I am standing with both feet on the edge of a war. I see soldiers becoming fragments, the fodder of a long-seated political discourse. Above their heads is blue sky that doesn't care for bodies, that opens up at night to other worlds and the chances and second chances of dreamers. I see the ashes of bodies burning, try to rise up and meet the sky, but even they must float back down to earth. Even they lay flat at my feet. This war does not grant mercy. The edge I'm standing on becomes the battlefield, and even I will be the fodder. But surely tears are not enough to salt these fields. Salted eyes are dry, and we cry fresh water. That and blood and bodies become new life. Surely greener plains grow over the fields where bodies lie. Surely we learned this centuries ago. Poem number 9. Blossoms. At home it would be midday, and we awake and buy hot drinks from the vending machine, walk down to the park in the quiet morning, sit beneath a heavy snowfall canopy of blossoms so thick they climb the branches, linger in the air. Birds pluck petals and toss them to the ground, asking if they're loved, asking for a bite of my bread in the early morning. Children play here, families walk to school, all later in the day. Under heavy, leaning boughs of blossoms, I can only hear the crows speak, see the sun cut through the snowy branches. We finish eating and walk to catch the first train. Poem number 19. Liberty. I am poised to bear witness as the fabric of our nation crusts over in bigotry and racism, things we thought we'd live past, things we were taught were figments of yesterday. Figments all too present, all-encompassing. Hatred felt it was hatred's turn to run the country, and tomorrow people will cheer when liberty dies. Poem number 22. Unlearning Saito. We are all seated amid song in a field of bravery, facing all directions, catching all shadows, cast off each other's backs, all in turn squinting into the sun as it slowly crosses overhead. We are free to stand, free to leave, free to gather and hold hands and let go at any moment. The song propels us forward into darkness, into stars. Bodies attract bodies for heat in the night and wander for open space in the day. I am sitting next to you as you mishear the lyrics or I mistake your tone. The sun drifts across the field and doesn't wait, and doesn't rush. It gives us time to watch our own shadows grow and shrink through the day. Poem number 29. Watching. In the stars I see rapt visions of dead poets whose words carried through centuries on the backs of truth or sheer will. I see artists who had a vision, or a purpose, or time, who linger against the dark sky canopy and whisper down, "We have always, always, always been watching." Poem number 36. Measuring Kindness in Sugar. Snow drifts down in great collections of fluff, the first snow all year, but it does not stick to the ground. It sifts quietly, and I am inside exchanging heated discourse online about the meaning of hate, and whether one forfeits his humanity when he declares we should and must exterminate entire peoples. This snow leaves the streets glassy, this snow that falls like sugar on hot cake. I am weighing the values of one person versus the lives of many, and I cannot find myself to be kind. Not when a Nazi is wounded, superficial, skin deep, while families are terrified that one more person may begin to hear his words and act out his values against their family. I'm afraid that his words, like this snow, may begin to stick, and though it may look innocent from where I sit, warm, inside, a person standing out in it would not think so. A person standing out in it may not survive. So I keep on asking why and go stand outdoors. Poem number 50, Raining. This is a notorious state of some unclouded reason which I am living in. The clear days glisten stark and overwhelming against the days of steady rain, gray skies, and foggy outlook. The constant assurance of cold fingers, wet hems, being covered inside, enjoying the aesthetic of it. When the sun peeks through, going out and enjoying the relief, shoulders that have grown too close to the ears over time beginning to sink, relax. My appreciation for the strong and swampy green is still stronger when the sun doesn't hide, won't tuck in behind a luminous rush of rain clouds, watching the earth dry, leaves brown, while I am cool inside, sweating just to bring the mail in, when a soggy winter without snow makes me forget the world is baking. Still, some part of me appreciates the rain, this strange awakened state which I have found myself in. Poem number 69, Lifted. The light layers of mist blow like smoke in the wind, catch and carry on every breath, swirling together, the drops so light a breeze plasters them against my window, and they never touch the ground. Poem number 75, Crocus. The first slender green sprouts of crocus are popping up in the green patch near where I parked my car, and the sun maintained its shine for the first day all year. I sat with my window open and both cats at its screen, pretending the air were as warm as the sunshine and not clinging fiercely to winter, its cold spindle grip. The cats grow lazy in the sun. They do not know the hours have changed, only that today is nice and the windows are open. Same as the crocus, who only felt the time was right and reached tentatively up through the ground. Poem number 82, Coffee. Thank goodness for coffee, the bright warmth of my morning, the promise that I'll make it through the day, or at least this one rainy morning. Sitting here with my Wonder Woman mug, I am beginning to think people are crazy who live their lives without it. Though maybe that is an addiction. Poem number 92, Taking Sides Like Schoolyard Bullies. I am standing on one side of a bridge hung loosely over a gaping canyon, or I am on one side of a torrential endless sea, or one side of a room on an opposite bench, or one side of a line drawn in the sand with the end of a twig and accompanied by schoolyard taunts. My choice of this side is because I don't hate anyone for the traits they were born with, and the stance of the other side seems to be that they are concerned with no one else's well-being but their own. Only they bruise my arms and kick my chest, trying to drag me to their side. I think my heart doesn't bleed because I care too much. It bleeds under the force of your boot, and better a canyon between us, better I cut the ropes than that your ferocity increases when I stand back up to you. Poem number 97, Desert Variety. I like the way succulents allow me to leave them alone. I was never fond of the desert, always a prairie girl. It was the wrong kind of desolate for my tastes. I was overwhelmed in too much heat. But I like the resilient things that live there, that store their water and wait out the hot months for rain. They allow me to forget them for a while and bring me some small comfort when I remember the potted plants along my windowsill and can resupply them. Poem number 99, In the Garden. I feel like if I were a bird, I'd probably be a little thing. Spend half the year in the same garden, twittering, picking up bugs, and valiantly chasing other little birds away from my tree. Half the year I'd fly off, migrate to chase the sun, and return when the winter frost leaves. With tired wings, I'd settle into my tree and arrange the blossoms just the way I like them, and chirp, and build a nest and sing. And this is the poem I wrote today, day number 100. Finally, the world comes down to see the sky. Jupiter is bright on the horizon, billowing clouds, only light so far away. We pull out telescopes, we study light to try and enhance our eyes so that we can see beyond the boundary of this one world, so that we can look out and imagine possibilities everywhere. Do you see this cat? What are you doing, Pi? What are you up to? Are you disrupting the video? Hey. What a bully. So, the 100 Poems in 100 Days challenge has ended. It's been a fantastic run. I've definitely written poems that I'm so incredibly proud of, and poems which I wouldn't have written if I wasn't pushing myself like this. And so this has been amazing for me. I've also gained a lot of confidence reading the poems out loud. I'm not stumbling through them like I was at the beginning, which I'm pretty happy about. And so I would also like to make a pretty exciting announcement to go along with this 100 Days challenge wrapping up. I want to announce that I have a full-length poetry book coming out. The planned release date is May 12th, and the book is titled Fragments. It's a collection of poetry. A couple of poems from this challenge have actually fit well enough, and I've been happy enough with that several of them have found their way into the collection. So look forward to that, especially poem number 1 from this challenge, the poem I wrote on New Year's Day. That is actually the title poem for this collection, Fragments. I'm really excited. I'm excited to share it with you. I was hoping to have the cover completed so I could show you what that looks like, but I think I would rather perfect the cover and make it really good and just let you know that Fragments is going to be coming out. There are 60 poems in it, I believe, nearly 60 poems. I'm really proud of them. I've been working on this book for quite a long time and it's finally ready to be shared. So there'll be another announcement. I'm going to try and have a pre-order available starting on May 1st. I'll let you know how that goes, and I'd love to do some kind of a giveaway. So if anyone has been watching and enjoying this series, 100 Poems in 100 Days, if you could post either a link or your favorite poem from the beginning of this year that you have written down in the comments below, I will choose one winner to receive a free copy of Fragments when it is available. So all you have to do to enter is like this video and put a comment down below with the favorite poem that you have written for the beginning of 2017. The challenge is over now. Hopefully, if you have decided to do National Poetry Writing Month, you're still going strong 10 days in. There are 20 more to go. I hope that this isn't the end of poetry for you if you've been participating. I hope you keep writing throughout the year, maybe not at the same ridiculous pace, but hopefully you continue writing, and thank you so much for watching this and for supporting me, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye! Hello.